Hey guys. Hey, how are you? Hello. So we're gonna have our live stream of this week about GPTs. As you might know from the videos from YouTube, I'm Sergi, and I'm gonna explain everything today. I will try to go really slowly. So just making sure that in case you don't understand something or you missed something or I was not that clear, just let me know in the comment section. I will try to address it as soon as possible. And let's dive in. So today we're gonna cover Aaron Chat PDF. The first one, we're gonna go through three GPTs, and that is important to understand that we are going to talk about GPTs in particular, not about plugins. So the first one is Aaron Chat PDF. If you have worked with our plugins before, you can understand how it actually works because the features are more or less the same, but that is important. We are not going to create new plugins anymore. We're going to shift towards GPTs because that is how OpenAI will be functioning in the nearest future. So as you can see the GPTs that you've using on the top left bar here. You can also explore, but still, sometimes it's not possible to access those at the moment because there is not a store or something that where all the GPTs are gathered together. So today I'm going to talk about three GPTs and I'm going to send links to every single one of them so you can actually use them, you can find them easily, you can test them, and so on and so on. So the first one that we're gonna talk about is gonna be this one, that is Aaron Chat PDF. Again, if you used our plugin before, it has more or less the same features. However, now that is in GPT form. What we can do again, if you're not sure what the features of GPT, you can just prompt it here. What are the features of the particular GPT? And the chat will give you all the answers because sometimes those tools are really versatile. Sometimes those tools are extremely complex and have so many features that you might not be aware of all the capabilities of those. So I really strongly recommend to just sometimes double check what they're capable of because also a lot of companies update their tools and they have new and new features. So that is a great thing to keep yourself updated on everything that they can do. So let's dive into Aaron Chat PDF. That is pretty straightforward. That is the tool that can uh, extract all the information from your PDFs. For example, here, huge PDF file about global tax program, pretty straightforward PDF. And what we can do as usually, we copy the link on the top, we go back to our chat right here, and we can paste the link and ask for, oops, let's say top three learnings from the file. That is a, oops, regenerate. That is the first time it's happening, but let's start a new chat, for example. Oops. Let's refresh it, start a new chat again. Sometimes there might be some technical issues just because of the internet connection or something. And what we can do usually is either regenerate the answer, and usually 80% of the times it fixes the issue, or we can refresh it and start a new chat and see how it's working out for us. So here, what we're gonna do is top three learnings from the file, and we can double check if it's working or not, if it's gonna be functioning for us. As you can see, it did start the action, so hopefully it's gonna work. There is a new feature from OpenAI. Unfortunately, we cannot change it, so we have to allow the action after every single prompt we have. And just like that, we're gonna have our top learnings. I really hope this particular prompt works for the file because to be honest, the file that I chose is pretty complex. If it's not gonna give us proper summary, we can again try another wording of prompt, or I can also give you other examples of how chat PDF can be useful for us. So here, talk to, start an action, pretty straightforward. Again, uh, in case you have any questions or doubts, or you wish for some features, don't hesitate to drop some comments in the chat. Also, always feel free to contact our support team. They're very nice and they will take care of all the questions, concerns, doubts that you might have. So here we can see we prompted top learners from the file, just pasted the link to the PDF file that we wanted to work with. And here we can already see it prompting point by point, very neatly organized, very clean. Also, it gives us references to the particular pages or parts of the PDF where we can find the information. So that is a great tool. For example, if you're studying and you need to go through some reports, or if you're doing some research for your business, whether it's a marketing report, tax report, whatsoever. I know a lot of people in this technical support teams use this particular tool because they always get new guides and they don't have that much time to go through all of those and get familiarized. So that is a great tool to save your time and dive into information of big PDF presentations, articles, and so on and so on. So here we can see we have even more. Did I prompt top 3? But it did give us 4 in this case. Again, if that is not enough, for example, and you want to get a little bit more information, let's say on the point 3, we can just copy paste that point and ask to elaborate based on the file. So what I'm trying to say with that, sorry, that even if you got that piece of information, that is not all you can get from the PDF. There are ways, oops, don't forget to allow that, because it always happens to me and you're waiting for your results, but you forgot to allow it. That is a little bit annoying feature of OpenAI. However, we cannot change it, unfortunately. So what I was saying, this first prompt is not your final result. You can always dive deeper. You can always dig deeper. For example, in this case, we wanted to get more information on the third point. So what we are doing, we just asked to elaborate based on the file on the third point. And as you can see, we get much more detailed answer on this particular piece of information. Also, another thing that we could do, just a quick case again, what I usually do, I do start sometimes new chats for new prompts, and a little bit easier question based on the file. What is, oops, sorry, what is, for example, this abbreviation? Because sometimes, when you're looking for definitions of abbreviations, they might be so different, they might have a lot of meanings, but you're looking for meaning particularly in your field. So that might be really handy. Instead of researching online for this particular one, you just prompt it and you can get your answer based on the paper that you submitted. And here we go. We already have our answer right away. I think the user cases of this particular GPT, again, very important. It is GPT, not, oops, sorry, I'm in class. I thought there would be subtitles to see. Unfortunately, there are not subtitles. Let me double check if I can change it right now. Um, However, no, I don't see the option of having subtitles right now. I'm really sorry for that. However, I will be saving those live sessions on our page. So don't worry, Oscar. Really, thank you for dropping the comment. I will make sure that you will have access to that on our YouTube channel. And yes, we are ready to go to the next uh, GPT that we're gonna cover. It's A&B Summarize. So this is a bit more versatile than the previous one. Again, if you used our plugins before, you know how to use it more or less. Again, that is a very, very complex tool. So with this one in particular, I would really recommend to ask the chat, what are the capabilities of the GPT, so you can have the full list and the full understanding of what can be done with this particular plugin. You can upload different articles, documents, you can upload YouTube links, Reddit links, and so on and so on. I'm going to show you a few user cases for this particular GPT. Let's say we want to work with a link to the article, but a little bit extra task for the chat. It's going to be in Spanish, and we don't need to translate. Like here, for example, you can see there is an advertising breaker, and if you want to copy paste it to the translator, it's going to be really annoying if you copy this paragraph and paste it, then copy these two paragraphs. That's really time consuming. What we can do is just copy the link to the article, go back to the chat and ask what is the summary of the article, and what the oops, I don't know why it's happening at the moment, to be honest. Let's do generate again. Let's start a new chat, refresh it. Sometimes it does happen, unfortunately. So we're doing the same thing. We're pasting the link to the chat and asking for summary of the article. And just like that, I really hope that works out. It did help us the previous time. There might be sometimes some glitches on the OpenAI side. Oops. It's asking me to signing. Let's signing. That's really weird because I already did it, but sometimes it might occur. So here we go. And we can start maybe just in case. I will redo that. Yes, it was successfully signed, as you can see on the top. Just in case, let's start a new chat, the same link, and summary of the article. Here we go. Should be really working this time. Yes, start in action. Again, we have to allow that every single time. And in a few seconds, you can work with different languages also. Here we go. We have the summary of our article in English. So A, it did translate the article. B, it gave you what you asked for, the summary of the article. So that is great if you need to go through materials in a foreign language. That is also great for people who are learning the language and they want to double check if they got the article correctly. So I think that is a great tool that could be used by different kinds of people. So let's chat. Let's start one more chat, and this time let's YouTube video. So sometimes you can find a great video, but that is an hour long, for example, and you are not sure if that is actually worth it, if there is kind of information you are looking for. So again, just copy paste in the to YouTube video, and for example, let's say top 3 main points of the video. Again, please don't forget to allow that, because sometimes I prompt something and I forget to allow that, and you are expecting your result, but it's still waiting for your approval. So here, that is again, that is a great thing to dive into any kind of information video-wise. For example, again, you need to do some research for your university, you need to go through new information for your career, you're researching for your new business. I think a lot of people, from time to time, we have to dive into new fields, into new directions. And that is a great tool to save you tons of times, because if our prompts covered everything, you might be already familiar with the information and you would not watch the video and save yourself some time, or you understand that you're more interested with a particular point within the video, so you can actually dive deeper into that again with the prompts if you want to elaborate on that point, or rewind the video to the part that you are more interested in. So here we go. we have our answer. And again, for example, if you want to know more about testing and customizing output formats, you can copy paste that particular point and ask the chat to elaborate on that, and it's going to give you a great answer. Again, very neatly structured, so you can get more information and structure your studying and your diving into that piece of information, making it much more efficient and easier. So another user case with A&B Summarize, I just realized I didn't send you the link to that. I'm gonna do that right now. So here is the link to that, the second GPT A&B Summarize that we are currently working with. What I wanted to show you really cool features working with podcasts. So there are so many podcasts, you really want to watch that, to listen to them, you want to dive into that information. However, that is so time consuming. As you can see, most of them are like at least an hour, and you really don't have that much time to get every podcast, like go through that fully. That is horrendous amount of time. However, you still want to know what was the core of the piece of the information. So here what we can do, we can go to the particular episode that we are interested in, and through share and copy episode link, go back to our GPT, paste the link, and ask, let's say, I don't know, again, top 3 learnings of the podcast. So in this case, we don't need to listen to that. And that is actually working with all the podcast services that I've tried, to be honest. Spotify, Apple, let's allow that. Google Podcast, that is a great tool. Again, there's tons of information, but you don't need to waste all of that time to actually grasp that information. As you can see, just in a few minutes, instead of listening to an hour of podcast, we can go through the points, understand what in particular we are interested in, and ask for more information based on the link that we provided here, or we know that we want to know more about this and go in the podcast particularly to this part. So, and the last GPT I wanted to share with you today is A&B Search. That is, again, a great tool to browse web, as you can see, using Google search. However, again, it organizes the information for you. It makes the whole research process much, much easier. So what you can do, that is, again, that is a super versatile tool, and people use it in different ways. Sometimes people conduct researches for small businesses. For example, you want to know the competition, the field. Let's say you want to open a coffee shop in London in particular area. You can prompt it and see the competitors there. You can ask for the latest news. You can ask some random questions. You know, those questions that keep you awake in the middle of the night, and you really want to know what is going on there, but you're a bit lazy to go through all the Google articles. You can ask this particular GPT and it will organize all the information for you. I'm gonna send you the link to this GPT so you can have access to that. So what we can do, what I really love using this particular GPT for, is to having news updates. So sometimes, again, there are so many articles, so much information going on in the flow. And what I can do is, for example, top 5 important articles about open AI within last week. Oops. I don't know why it's happening today, to be honest. But again, it's very easy to fix. Just refresh it, start a new chat, and prompt it again. Top 5 important articles about open AI within the last week. So that is a great tool to save your time while you're browsing through all of those websites. Sorry, trying to find the article or piece of information that you are interested in, and that is horrendous amount of time. So what you can do is asking this particular prompt here, and you will have the list of articles with the links. Excuse me. And here we go. Just in a few seconds, we're going to have the list of articles with the descriptors and with links to the articles if you actually want to go deeper. So I think that is a great research tool for people who need to keep updated themselves on different topics, different industries, because again, we need to go through information about our professional career, about our hobbies, also some general political and social news. So I think that is a great tool to save your time researching online because there are tons of information. So here you can get again neatly structured pieces, which can be great starters for you to go through some parts. And as I said, we have the name of the article, we have short description, and then links to the actual websites where you can go even deeper. So this one is from TechCrunch, Nature, MIT Technology Review. And I think sometimes we're limited to the particular websites that we are trying to gather information from. So this is a great tool to widen your horizons. And I think that is all for today. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, don't hesitate to contact our support team. They're always happy, they're always for you and happy to help you. Thank you very much for being here with me today and have a great evening and great weekends, guys. Bye bye.